Alright everybody, thanks for coming back for Living Creatures Creations presents Plastic Surgery, Episode 1, Tools of the Trade, Part 3. In Part 1 we talked about paints, in Part 2 we talked about brushes. Now we're going to talk about the rest of the tools that you need when you're going to start customizing your own action figures. Okay? Laid out here in front of me are a bunch of the different types of tools that I use personally. These are out of my own personal toolbox and workstation. Okay? The first one I'm going to talk about is the Dremel. You hear a lot of people refer to dremeling something. It has been turned into a verb. A Dremel is a rotary tool powered with the electricity. The one I use is plug operated, standard 2-prong plug. Alright. Achieves speeds of 5,000 revolutions per minute up to 35,000 revolutions per minute. The heads are interchangeable, and that is what makes Dremel such a big deal. You can swap out for sanding or drilling or lots of different things. Cutting, Dremel is a great tool, and it is invaluable when it comes to customizing. Next up, we've got the clippers. Some people refer to them as tin snips, spring-loaded, handheld. They give you a lot of reach and control when using them. You're going to use these to snip off and cut off parts that you just don't intend to use and you just need removed from your figure. Okay? Next up is your hobby knife. Your hobby knife serves the same kind of function as your clippers, but because of its small razor blade on the tip, you get a lot more control out of it. But because of the sharpness of these, it is highly suggested that you save this kind of work for somebody that's got a little more experience. If you're a younger customizer, you probably want to get some assistance from an adult before you try to use this. Okay? I prefer the X-Acto knife over most other types of hobby knives because of the removable blade at the end. Once your blade has been chipped or damaged from use, you can just throw out the old blade and get a new blade. Glue. I usually prefer to use Zap-A-Gap. This here is called Instacure, and it was actually specially made for Games of Berkeley. That's a shop out in California. If you get over there, make sure you pop in and say hi. Tell them Curtis sent you. Alright. This is Fix-It Sculpt, made by Avis. It's a 2-part epoxy. One is gray, one is a whiter color. You mix the two together, and over the course of 4 hours, they self-harden. No extra heat source is necessary. It does everything on its own. You get a, like I said, 4-hour work window. You need to make sure that you keep your tools wet when sculpting with it, though, or it'll cake up on your tools and ruin your tools for you. And those tools that I'm referring to would be this little toolkit here. These kits will run you around $20 or $30, your local Michaels or other art supply store. You have files for small sanding jobs, lots of different types of files, lots of sculpting bits and pieces for little details that you might want to add and embellish your sculpting work with. So that's all of the tools that you're going to want to have assembled and ready to go when you come back for episode 2, which is prepping your figure. Okay? This is Curtis the Wordy Nerd from For Living Creatures Creations signing off. If you haven't already, remember to hit that subscription button. If you're looking for more tips and tricks on how to customize your own action figures, remember to stay tuned for more plastic surgery.